Brought to you by Anxiety and Boredom. It's season 2 of the Dogman show. Now, glad to have you back. We have a few things to talk about. Nothing too outrageous, except for I think I'm going to blow up the earth. I have the trigger for the weapon in my hand. I have the San Andreas Fault's lines with enough explosives to crack a 747 and 500,000 times over. I have key agents lined up in strategic locations. The world will end when this doomsday device is activated. However, before that, let's talk about Demon Slayer. It rules. Kimetsu no Yaiba in Japanese. It's, something recently caught my attention. The guy has his whole family just slaughtered by some random, blood monster. His sister's a demon. I mean, spoiler alerts, but who cares? It reminds me of older anime, more traditional anime from the previous generation, the 80s, 90s stuff. Real hardcore sword fighting. That graduation demon in the forest was fucking amazing. It was just a creature made out of arms. And it is this real drastic seriousness to the tone. He himself is a cool kind of blank character, kind of indecisive. He's pretty sharp, but I don't know. He didn't get cool till the slashing the boulder thing. The main dude, green jacket guy. But the graduation thing where you just have to survive, and it's just a forest just filled with monsters intentionally, and it's just brilliant, totally fucking brilliant. Having to cut through the stone, that was crazy. But yeah, they're secret cops or something, secret demon hunting cops. Why? I've only made it about 10, 11 episodes in, and I really was super into it. But I got a little bit into Jujutsu Kaisen. I saw a tiny bit of that, and it was impressive. Super gory and crazy demonic, and I mean, right up my alley. There was also, as a counterpoint, because everyone loves something new to watch. Well, not everyone, but who cares about them? My offering to you, before the world ends, is a show that, I mean, it's so absurd. It's guaranteed to be new and different to anyone who watches it. It's called Bobobo Bo Bo Bobo, but you can simply call him Bobobo. He's 6'6" dude in a half shirt and a blonde afro, and he fights with nose hair. Was it Fist of the Nose Hair? It is a crazy psychedelic thing. It makes fun of all shonen anime and all the tropes and what have you that have come before. There's always a large and then just charging forever. There's a cutesy character. There's the token female character. There's the tough guy. There's you know what I mean. Every archetype in Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, there's represented, and it goes kind of like a battle between psychics or something. But that's when they're blowing shit up, and yeah. No, this is combat hallucinations, and yeah. Not beyond Genjutsu in Naruto. It's a Genjutsu, but it'll make you puke or make you super sad for the other person, and they'd be they call it wigging out. Is their way of fight, as opposed to Demon Slayer, and they just kill each other with swords and special weapons. the other person can just like tell you a really sad story about them growing up, like it was at Talk No Jutsu. And yeah, like, and it might not always be even about them. Like inside of his afro, he has was it Steven and Jenny or something, and there's just two squirrels that live in his afro. Yes, it is exactly as absurd as it sounds. Uh, that she's always leaving him for some like random reason, and he's trying to win her back. But yeah, it's always petty bullshit. It's two squirrels having like a weird awkward date, or like if the battle goes too long, sometimes his nose hairs will just close up for the day, and then just like two like garage doors will close down. He has to figure out a different way to fight. Uh, there's a guy who uses exclusively fart attacks. Just he farts into his hand and like throwing cupcakes people. He's literally just gasser. There's a dude who's like a turd for a head, like that pile of dog shit. It's like pink swirly dog shit. It's weird. His name's Softon, and he has like the powers of a goddess. She just shows up, and it's sounds like Prince Laharl from Disgaea. Just like this really like grating voice. But that has been my more like recent intake of anime. Of course, with the standard like I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox because that's not anime, but still interesting. It's a Roald Dahl book they made into a movie. Uh, I'm gonna bump up to the next topic on the menu. We were discussing the other day psychedelics and other dimensions and things like that. Maybe not on the show, but definitely with an associate of mine. And people talk about smoking DMT and taking mushrooms and acid and all these different experiences. Also, like some people take these deep meditational journeys, deep spiritual stuff. Uh, One of the writers for Batman talks about like being visited by silver orbs in Kathmandu, like talking about other dimensions and traveling astral projection wise. Now, some of you out there might have had your own experience with psychedelics, and also possibly with astral projection. You know, there's some people in this day and age they do dabble in Wicca, and meditation's not the esoteric practice it once was. But these are not commonplace in our society. These are considered either side effects of drugs on the brain or alternate states of consciousness, for various reasons. But if it's not, borderline signs, they consider it just superstitious hokum, to quote Sheldon from Big Bang. Now, I've been pretty buzzed before, but the stuff that some people describe, like going back in time and seeing dinosaurs, was it you they say you can astral project through vibration of the pineal or manipulation of the pineal gland, which is back here somewhere. Pineal or pineal, I've heard it said both ways. It's a charming prospect, really. What if you could leave your body like a ghost and just do whatever? Go watch Napoleon kick people's asses and then also possibly get his ass kicked. Waterloo, y'all. Or yeah, go see like a dinosaur throwdown. A lot of those dinosaurs that as like a set, like the Stegosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops and all these, yeah, like every 5-year-old's favorite. They lived wildly different time periods. Like some of them thousands and thousands of years apart. But yeah, that's science and archaeology for you. Paleontology, etc. Jurassic Park. They talk about it in some of the movies, how sort of loose they are with their interpretations of the creatures. But my God, would that be fucking cool to just and just jump out of your body like fucking Casper or whatever. But or no, who body jumped? Negative Man. That's a recent show that someone might get that reference. Whatever, a Griff from Vampire Hunter D. Just pump that shit into him, and he just like turned into a glowing ghost that could shoot lasers. Yeah, that's an esoteric one. Neither here nor there, though. The concept behind astral projection is fantastic and fascinating. Excuse me, and I am fascinated in it. However, I may have experienced it once or twice. Once with chemical assistance, and once without, oddly enough. And it's just like, how do you tell it apart from dreaming or hallucination or just being really high? And it's like, I can't. It's wildly difficult, but my dreams are always me just like falling downstairs or getting randomly injured in some way or just awkward nonsense. Or just sad shit. I dreamt I held my son in my hands and I realized that he was not that age anymore. He's older. And as soon as I realized that, like, the dream turned on me and he just turned into sand in my hands, and I woke up and just started crying a little bit. That was crushing. But ooh, that's what dreams are. Like, when I experienced this, it's like, I sat and it's like a fishing hook went into the top of my head, like it entered like a line of energy went into my head and pulled my consciousness out, and I went into the third person and watched myself from behind as I went up through the roof up into the sky. I watched the city shrink away, the state shrink away, the country, the planet, the moon, the entire solar system started to whoosh, 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 whoosh. And to travel that distance, like conceptually that even in a rocket would take months and months and months and months and months and months. And it just like, I got flung out to the edge of the fucking galaxy. Like, I felt like I left reality, and I started seeing like other universes, like other galaxies, and then more and more and more and more and more. And it seems like as I was leaving out, I was traveling like an exponential distance more every time I would clip, and just would be orders of magnitude larger. And yeah, it seemed like a bunch of bubbles with light, which is like galaxies in the internal universe. And then as I moved out of that one, I seen there were many, many, many of them, and that they were all fluctuating with some sort of something. Like something was passing through these bubbles and like interacting with them. And I can only assume this time, entropy, something along those lines. I'm grasping there, but it didn't even stop. I went further out and saw multiple of these bubbles like coming and roiling around, and what was making them move looked like cross between like the Pokemon Lugia. It was like a whale with Lugia's wings, and it was completely like transparent and just made out of like wire lines or whatever it is. It's a time whale, I can only assume. cosmic creature of some kind. But yeah, it seemed to be manipulating the universes and like making them go and like move, otherwise like not stagnate. Um, I again just grasping at straws, just trying to figure out what the hell I experienced. But that was fantastic and interesting. The other time is boring, just like a picture show from history class. But the senses that go along with it are always interesting. But I mean, moving on from that, that's an interesting topic, but we'll have to go more into that if and when the possibility arises. Now, Futurama is a show about the year 3000. I think it's fantastic. It's slightly hyperbolic and way comedic and over the top. And I mean that's its charm for sure. But it is a offshoot of The Simpsons. Matt Groening, man, fantastic work. And I think Futurama is due for a revival, or not a revival, but just like everyone kind of dust it off, give it another look while you still have the chance. Plus, some of the early episodes of The Simpsons are fantastic. They talk about whatever, predicting things like 9/11 and Trump being president. And I mean, you throw enough darts at the wall, some of them are going to stick, They've been around for 30 seasons. They haven't just filled with any possibility. But Family Guy, known and well liked, beloved by some, uh, it's been around for quite some time too. And it's just like, yeah, that Family Guy is always good. In comparison, like I think stylistically or even whatever dialogue wise, like in The Simpsons, Flanders would tell Homer like, "Oh, are you finally making peace with your inner demons? You finally getting rid of them?" And Homer tells him, "I'll have you know, me and my me and my inner demons or me and my personal demons are closer than ever. In fact, we're taking a weekend in Vegas together. Oh, thank you very much." That's Homer's response. Uh, and then like Family Guy was like they're having a conversation, him and his son, or I'm trying to forget who. Someone's having a conversation with Peter, and is like, "All right, but don't tell mom." They're like, "Please don't tell mom." And he goes, "Which mom? Regular mom or Somerset mom?" "Which mom? Regular mom or Somerset mom?" I can't do a good Peter. But like that joke for me is fantastic. It's esoteric as shit. Somerset mom is an author. And I made this joke while I was still working for a church. And the lady is like this dour, like church lady, real proper, why I'm not sure what she was exactly. She was a mom for sure, church mom, nice lady, but real put together. Didn't seem like the type to watch Family Guy, and she probably didn't, but she knew who Somerset mom was. So they said something about like, "Oh, say hi to mom." I go, "Which mom's? Regular mom or Somerset mom?" And she goes, "Oh, such a good author," and she laughs. It that caught me off guard. But yeah, that's the difference between fucking Family Guy and Simpsons. And then like Futurama and American Dad have a whole like, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, distilled. It's moved onto something different. Uh, Now I'm drawing Stelio, Stelio, Canto Stelio. That was, yeah, Stan's bully had his own theme music, and he like played it on a boombox before he came back to beat his ass. And then like Futurama is like, I'm a celebrity. And Bender's like, I'm a celebrity now. I'm rich, famous, and I can have access to the depths of sleaze that those things bring. Was it, Bender, you're not a good person. You're a alcoholic, chain smoking, whoremongering, fucking gambler. And he just turns like, what? Somebody say I'm great? And that's good shit for Bender, man. Was they always talk about like random killing and drugs in American Dad. They always talk about weird like crazy government shit. And he stands like a CIA agent, so he just kills random people all the time. And I mean, those are all fantastic offerings. However, let's get back to the matter at hand. Fuck depression. I'm running for president of the nerds. And if elected, I will wage war on depression. If not, I'll activate the Doomsday device and destroy the fucking planet. You decide. This has been the Dogman Show.